I'm here to talk about Sustanon 250, and I've covered that topic in the past, but obviously it's one of the videos that got taken down, so therefore that's my chance to remake it. Now, my stands on Sustanon have not changed. I still think exactly the same way about it that I did months back when I made that video. And if you've seen it, you would probably know what I'm about to say. But Sustanon 250. So a lot of UGLs would sell you Sustanon 250, which is a blend of 4 different esters of testosterone, a couple shorter acting and a couple longer acting. So what you guys need to understand is that when you see Sustanon 250 costing exactly the same amount of money, something like Sustenon or Sustenon, which it does in the UK, here, black market prices, that's what it costs. They cost exactly the same. Sometimes even Sustanon comes cheaper. So then, how is that possible? What you need to understand is how you make it is what you do is you need to dissolve each powder separately. Then you have to suspend it in oil, separate it out, measure them all out separately, and then obviously dose it accordingly, right? So it's a pain in the ass, it's a hassle, it's a big process. So then how does it make sense business-wise, from a business standpoint, the time, effort and energy that it takes to produce it? How then is it the exact same price? Well, a lot of times you're probably getting maybe 60 to 70% of test prop, and you're probably getting like, a little bit of the longer ester. So, or just test prop. Because, as I said, there's no way that if it costs exactly the same amount, but it's essentially 4 times the amount of effort to produce, it just doesn't make sense. Now, I have tried real Sustanon. So in Bulgaria, where I buy a lot of my stuff, when I go abroad, I buy a lot of my stuff over there directly from the pharmacy. And what they sell is they sell the Polish Omnidren, which is a pink box, single ampules, 5 ampules in a box, and it comes as Sustanon 250. It's essentially 4 different esters of testosterone. And I tell you, when I take that, I feel the side effects a lot quicker. I feel like my skin gets oilier than if I was running something like Enanthate. And that's what people get confused. They say, well, I get more side effects on Sustanon than I do with something like Enanthate, so it must work better, right? Wrong. What a lot of people think is, they're like, well, okay, so the longest ester of Sustanon is about 10 days. So I can even cruise on testosterone, on Sustanon, because then I can inject every 10th day. That's wrong, okay? A lot of people don't know that what you do is your injection frequency needs to be matched with the half-life of the shortest ester. So when you're getting more side effects, all it means is the fact that your blood levels are a lot more unstable. Like, it's a lot more difficult for you to maintain stable blood levels because of the difference of the esters. I'm not really a fan of those mixture of ester, different ester mixtures, blends. I'm not a fan. I'd rather stick to one ester and know how it works. I might front load it, I might do different techniques, but then I know how much I'm expecting in my bloodstream, if obviously the drug is properly dosed. So Sustanon, as I said, not a fan. First of all, you're probably not getting real Sustanon, and if you are, then it's a lot more hassle to dose than something like Cypionate or Enanthate. I just don't see it. I feel like you get a lot more side effects on Sustanon, purely because of the fact that it's a lot harder to maintain stable blood levels throughout. What else on Sustanon? I think that's about it, pretty much. As I said, it's one of those things like, it's a mixture, it's a blend of testosterone. Test is test. You need to understand that. People are like, well, I've never tried this test, this ester. Maybe I should try this ester. The ester does not matter. All that matters is the hormone, the free testosterone that your body can utilize, that is within obviously the entire molecule. So you've got the ester attached to the testosterone, and all you're looking for is the free testosterone. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much a quick overview on Sustanon. Not much really to talk about else. As I said, pretty much the likeliness of you getting real Sustanon is quite low, purely because of the fact that it's quite difficult to actually make it. As far as effort required, and also pricing. They can't really put a huge price, like a double the price on Sustanon that they do on something like sipping it, because no one would buy it. So what's left? Well, what they can do is they can tell you it's Sustanon, but then at the same time, it could be something else, couldn't it? So that's pretty much what I believe is happening. But yeah, that's just a quick overview. That's my opinion. I personally I'm not a fan. It's a lot harder to maintain stable blood levels, so you get more side effects that way. And also, the chance of you getting a real one is quite low. If you're getting Testenante, then you know it's Testenante. Easy. Testenante is almost always Testenante. In fact, chances are, if you think you're getting Sustanon, you're probably getting Testenante. So guys, that's the video. I hope you found that informative and help you make the right choice. You know, as I said, that's my personal anecdote. I feel like, because obviously, like I said, I've tried real Sustanon, and like I say, if you want, then get yourself some real Sustanon from a real pharmacy, and then make sure that you're running the matching the injection frequency to the lowest ester half-life. So let's say you have to inject every other day. This is another pain in the ass, eh? I pretty much inject all of my drugs every other day, but sometimes I'll do, if I'm just doing a testy cycle, I'll just do like, every other, I'll just do Monday, Thursday, split into 2 doses. It's a lot easier. It's just a lot easier, less hassle. So yeah, guys, that's gonna be the video.